Today's ACC football telecast is being brought to you by Amoco Ultimate. Amoco, you expect more from a leader, and you get it. By John Hancock, worldwide Olympic sponsor. Insurance for the unexpected, investment for the opportunity. By Alltel, the power to simplify. And by the all-new 2000 LeSabre by Buick, re-engineered to be safer than ever.
It's Parents' Day at Wake Forest. Tyler Ash getting set to kick off for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, who trail Clemson here 2-0. Only one mistake they've made, and that was in punt formation with a snap over the punter's head. Otherwise than that, these two teams would be scoreless. Wofford back to get the kick. Deep in the end zone, 2 yards back. He'll come out and head to his left. Missed by one man, but finally brought down at the 15-yard line. Just a few moments ago, Mike Hogwood had an opportunity to talk with Jim Caldwell.
Jim, what did you tell you guys at half? Well, you know, obviously our defense has been playing a heck of a football game so far. Playing tough, playing hard. It's obviously a defensive struggle, and our offense has been making too many mistakes. We get down in scoring territory. We get a sack out of field goal range. We penalize ourselves out of scoring range. We just got to shore up and make certain we don't have too many mistakes.
Any changes in your offense? You go the same way?
No, we just got to execute.
All right. Execution, the word from Jim Caldwell, Steve.
Well, execution on defense has been pretty crisp as they hold Brian Wofford to just 1 yard after the throw to the flats. Making the tackle was Adrian Duncan. This is the first half. 3 times they've gone for it on 4th down and come up empty. Of course, the interception to end the half, and 2 punts. Clemson on 2nd down and 8. And Dantzler still has his feet and gets across the 15-yard line out to the 17-yard line. And coming up to make the play, Parrish and Moses. And boy, Kelvin Moses has been everywhere today.
He's been everywhere. Nate Bowling, number 99, big sophomore on your screen. The defensive line, and they'll be at their best now. You come out of halftime, you're kind of fresh.
3rd down. About 8. Dantzler back to throw. Gets inside the pressure. Drifts one off to Gardner. And he's up to the 24-yard line. Duncan, Smith, a whole bunch of others. Nate Bowling, Dustin Lyman, all in on the tackle. And you can hear it in your own living room. You heard James Bell in the background.
He's still coaching. He's coaching. Hold him up. That's good.
Ryan Romano is on the punt for the 3rd time this afternoon. On 4th down and a yard. Some more risk in their own territory.
Special teams hurt Wake. They have a chance now to gain field position.
Romano gets off a good one. Austin back to his 29-yard line. Makes a turn toward the sideline. And runs out of room at 47. A lot of hitting going on there, and a flag is down in the area of the Wake bench. Could be a late hit.
Brian Nance, number 3 for Clemson, did a real nice job of not giving up contain. But if that's against Clemson, that is not smart.
And they're going to talk about it. It's a 47-yard punt, a 9-yard return, but there's more coming after this return that'll get them near midfield. Tommy Bowden explaining to just who might be the guilty party. That's Darius Rattler. Ball's out of bounds at the 38. There's the call.
Initial indication is holding against the Deacons.
And then roughing.
Foul against Clemson.
Personal foul against the Tigers. And a holding against Wake Forest.
2 fouls on the play. 2 fouls. On the return team, we have an illegal block in the back. That's a 10-yard penalty. That penalty will be administered. After the play was over, we also have a dead ball, personal foul on the kicking team. That penalty will be administered. 15 yards, automatic 1st down.
So it moves the ball. Net result, it moves the ball upfield about 5 yards closer to the 43-yard line. And that's where Wake Forest will start 1st and 10.
Well, let's see if Coach Caldwell does exactly what he told our Mike Hogwood. Business as usual. I think they're going to get back and try to pound the ball more.
O'Haley and Kane behind Sankey. Sankey would throw on 1st down. The pass is complete. He fumbles the football. but they're going to mark it down. Chalmers caught the football at midfield. Clemson is claiming that that's a fumble.
Well, it's either an incomplete pass or a fumble. I mean, that happened just too quick. I think he'll get, this might be overruled. Need a little help from his friends.
Now they're going to say it's complete, no fumble, and that's it. No dispute.
Well, they are right.
Second down. Let's watch this.
Good little operation. Let's watch the catch. Turn up. Ball is stripped. He's not on the ground. That's interesting.
One to go away. Second down and about 4. Sankey to throw again. Against the blitz, he gets Jamie Deese with his first catch of the day, and he's going to be close to the first down. Just got it by inches. Tommy Bowden trying to help out on the spot. That's Jamie Deese's first catch. 177 career catches at Wake Forest. Tommy has given the head linesman all the grief he can handle over there.
He has a little reason to.
Yeah, he does.
It always tends to work itself out.
So Wake Forest moves the football, and they've got a first down at the Clemson 47-yard line. They got down as far as, or got down to the 24 of Clemson for a penalty and then a sack, throw him out of field goal range. Sankey runs into his fullback, but then gives it to Morgan Kane, and Kane gets inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain on the play of about 4. Here's Kane.
Morgan Kane picks up 4 yards for you. He averages 4.3 a crack on the year. I got to believe at some point in time we're going to see him carry the ball 4 or 5 times in a row. I mean, that's the kind of advantage I thought Wake would be able to exercise today.
That's his 10th carry. It's about 51 yards. Sankey back to throw. Blitz is on, and he's out of the pocket and headed for more. And he runs out of bounds smartly at the 29-yard line of Clemson. It's a 15-yard gain for Ben Sankey.
How in the world did he feel Keith Adams? Because O'Keefe was coming for bear. I mean, he was loaded. This was a collision of great significance, and somehow Sankey feels it. Kind of looks like Dantzler on that play.
Yes, it does. You know, these quarterbacks are similar. They're both very athletic. Sankey might be a little better thrower, but you'd have to go far to get past Woody Dantzler's statistics today. 16 of 21. Here's the handoff to the fullback, and that is Raman Love Lane from Advance, North Carolina, nearby. 6'5", 224 junior. His first carry of the afternoon. That's the 4th time they've called on the fullback.
And they have some nice fullbacks. You mentioned Love Lane and Myers, Mahali, and they need to get more carries. I mean, this is an ugly style of ball. You know, if you like the ball in the air all the time like Clemson does it, but I'll tell you what, it can be rather successful, and especially in the second half of the ball game.
Double tight end set, and the lone wide out is Marvin Chalmers. Play fake, going to that side, Sankey. Sankey sends Chalmers on a comeback route, and he gets the ball at the 19-yard line. Gain on the play of 8 yards, and it's going to be close to a first down. Nice little hitch there by Marvin Chalmers, who's been the favorite receiver of the day.
Well, Alex Ardley is a heck of a cornerback for Clemson. He's the glove. I mean, he can cover. So you bring your receiver back, and you post him up, and you make him have to go through your body. That's a good operation. Now, let's watch this. At the point where he stops, Ardley's on it. Doesn't come out of his break real crisp. That's just a well-run route.
Chalmers, three receptions and 52 yards. There's Sankey's numbers on the day. They're growing. 1st and 10 at the 19. Handoff goes to Kane. Kane cutting left and was tripped up. Boy, Baudrick got him and tripped him up, but he does get a gain on the play down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 5.
Yeah, they're starting to gnaw on him. Go back to Chalmers for a moment. I mean, this kid is 205 pounds. So he's got about 30 pounds on Ardley, and that's where Wake has an advantage. We talked about the size. Now it's starting to pay dividends.
Interesting personnel grouping in here now. Chris McCoy is in for the first time today at tailback. Love Lane is the fullback. Williams, Chalmers are the out receivers. Handoff goes to McCoy. That gives him a different look, and he fumbles the football. Clemson has got it. And picking it up is Altroy Baudrick. Holloman stripped the ball from Chris McCoy on his first carry of the day, And Clemson stops the Wake drive at the 14, actually the 11-yard line.
Again, as I mentioned earlier, these things have a way of they work themselves out. There was a fumble earlier. It wasn't really called, and this time there's no doubt about it. Looks like Holloman knocked that ball right out of McCoy's hands. You get in, it's your first carry. He wasn't loose with the ball. It was just a great tackle, great hit on the ball by Jason Holloman.
1st and 10, Clemson in operation at their own 11-yard line. Dantzler hands off to Zachary. Zachary just stopped and got it on a draw play and comes right up the middle. Gets it out over the 25-yard line to the 27-yard line. Let's go to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
The reason McCoy was in there is that Morgan Kane on that run before the play kind of twisted his ankle just a little bit. Just needed to come out for one play. But that one play was costly.
Costly as it cost them the ball. Clemson stops the drive at the 11-yard line. Best looking drive for Wake of the day. The pass is deflected. Deflected by Brian Ray, intended for Justin Watts.
Now, Brian Ray, number 45 for Wake Forest, he's been in the throwing lanes a lot, and that's been his goal. If you don't get pressure on the quarterback, try to get in those throwing lanes because you have a pretty good idea of where they'd like to go with the ball.
2-0, Clemson in the lead. Pass to the flats is complete. This is Wofford, and he's on his way. David Moore and Keyshawn Smith in on the tackle for Wake Forest, but it's a healthy pickup on the play of about 9 yards. It brings the football out over the 35.
Receivers get a lot of passes in this offense, but you also have to block. And they've done a good job of trying to block for each other.
Justin Watts helping out there. 3rd down and about 2. Zachary poking his way up. Might get this one on 2nd effort. Going to be close to the 1st down on 2nd effort. Keyshawn Smith is there to stop him. Let's see what they give him for a spot.
Fullback Terry Witherspoon tried to heel back and help him block. He might have clogged up the hole.
Oh, that's going to be a spot that'll leave them short of the 1st down, it appears. And that'll give them at the 37-yard line. The punting unit will come on. So Tommy Bowden not going to mess with the ball in his end of the field. Felt he probably should have gotten a better spot, did not.
He dodged a bullet. Yep. Because that was a great drive that Wake put together. I think Terry Witherspoon, maybe we'll get a chance to look at it, kind of got stuck in the hole.
Reggie Austin is back to receive the punt. Brian Romano has gotten off some good ones here today. And a fair catch called for by Austin at the 20-yard line. Timeout on the field with 8:11 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And Clemson clinging to a 2-0 lead. Now welcome back to Wake Forest. Clemson leading Wake Forest here 2-0. 8:11 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And let's go down to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
Obi McGalley, the fullback, has had a stinger. He's been out for a while. That's why you've seen Lovelane in the game for most here this 3rd quarter.
We see him in there again on this 1st down play. First play of the drive from the 20-yard line. Salke to throw. Pump fake once. Upstairs this time. And it is incomplete, intended for Jamie Deese. Second time he's thrown in these directions.
Yeah, next full line, he ate that one up. He did not bite on the fake. And they tried to pump, and they haven't really established enough of the hitch, in my mind, for the out and up to go.
Right. Sankey, it's an interesting call, though, on 1st down. They've shown Clemson a lot of different looks on 1st down. They've been in run formation. They've run the ball. They've done the option. They've been in pass formation. They've turned around and ran the ball. But they're looking at 2nd and 10. Morgan Kane back in the game at the long setback position, and he'll get the handoff here. Left side, his favorite. And he runs into McNeil, among others. Feaster also in on the tackle.
The stretch has not been as successful for them as the dive has been, because Clemson just gets off block so well. They flow to the ball. I think he's got to get more of the quick hitting things right at the tackle.
You know, Reggie Herring's using his 2nd defensive grouping in there. Eason, Childress, Bush, and McNeil are now the down 4 in the 4-3.
Yeah, but that McNeil is a player.
3rd down. Rolling out, Sankey, big blitz is on. McNeil will catch him from behind and slow him up for Childress and Chad Carson to clean him up at the 12-yard line. It's a loss of 9.
That's my point.
Yep.
That 91, he is going to be big time because he has a great motor. I mean, this is a play away from the backside in, and you see the blur in your screen. That blur is number 91, Bryant McNeil.
Man, McNeil put a hit, but Carson put a closing hit. Now here comes danger for Matt Brenny. He's been here before. Pressed up against the end zone. Good snap this time from Brad Smith. And the kick is a line drive, fielded and missed and fumbled and picked up by Wake Forest. Lawyer fumbled it. David Moore came away with it. And Wake Forest gets a big break on the turnover to the 43-yard line. It's a 35-yard punt. No return. Fumble picked up by Wake Forest. And the Demon Deacons have a life on offense.
Oh, buddy. It is so tough on those directional punts that are low. You know, if you had some hang time on this, you can get under it. It's either a great chance for a return, goes right through, as we used to say in the day, the breadbasket.
Of course, Lawyer looking up into a tough sun right there, too. 1st and 10. Wake Forest with the football at their own 43, so they have a life. Sankey to throw on 1st and 10. The pass complete to Ira Williams. Talked to Jim Caldwell yesterday, and they're really high. They really feel that Ira Williams is coming into his own as a receiver, and he made a tough catch that time.
6'2", 202 pounds, sophomore. You know, has some wheels. And this team, you know, the young guys, it's just a matter of confidence, and you never know when the light will cut on, where they'll just get into and have a breakout game.
Now let's see if Wake Forest can take advantage of the 3rd turnover of the day, the 2nd by Clemson. 2nd down and 5. Sankey straight drop back pass complete to Chalmers. And that little slant route gets them a 1st down at the Clemson 41-yard line.
Uh-oh.
Driving again.
Showing a little emotion. I think that's what Wake needs. I mean, you got to feel good about the game, man. You got a chance to do something. Get enthusiastic about it. Good pass pro. What he's shown us, and we talked about it in the first half, you can catch the ball on the run with this guy. I mean, he makes the ball real easy to catch and gives you a chance to run after the reception.
The value of experience on the part of Ben Sankey, the senior from Chicago. Behind Brian Cookwood for 3 years. Has to throw again. The pass complete to Morgan Kane, and Kane gets about 2 yards on the play out to the 40-yard line.
Keith Adams, a beast.
Yes, he is.
I mean, that play should have gone from 10 to 12, maybe a big one. But Keith Adams' backside, you talk about the lack of size. Well, size would not have made this play. Speed makes this play. He figures it out and then scoots.
What a tackle. You're right, Doc.
Oh, there was some real estate.
Yep. He's a sophomore from College Park, Georgia. And one of the leading tacklers in the ACC. 2-time ACC Defensive Lineman of the Week, and they call him the Termite.
Can't kill him, huh?
No, can't kill him. Bores through wood. Just tough to get rid of. Official timeout here to talk things over at the 5:11 mark here in the 3rd quarter.
Who would have thought? 2-zip. Wait, I mean 2-zip.
No, man, it's an amazing game. Our Pizza Hut scoreboard. Well, they're having a good one up in Maryland, and the Terrapins have a field goal lead on Duke. Furman, an option attack. This would be a very tough opponent for North Carolina. Arkansas has a lead on Auburn. Tennessee, a modest 2-touchdown lead on the Gamecocks. Purdue up by 6. Northwestern's hit the board in the 3rd. 2nd down now and 8. Sankey runs out of trouble, but finds Moore, shovels it ahead, and the pass is complete to Morgan Kane. Talking about inventing a play, Ben Sankey did it.
Well, that'll make Mike Hogwood's highlights. I mean, this is a kid just makes a play. There is nothing there. And all of a sudden he goes, hey, you got on my colors. Take it and go with it, my man.
14 yards downfield. Here's another look.
I wonder how surprised Morgan Kane was to get this football.
And look, in stride, too.
Oh, yeah.
Just like you were talking about. Kane gets it in a more conventional fashion this time, down to the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play. And he's brought down by Jovan Bush.
How many times can Wake Forest knock on the door and not get in?
Well, this is going to be their deepest incursion here, or close to it. They were down to the 11 the last time.
Well, they had a penalty that took them away. They would have been on 16. I mean, they had opportunities. How many can you squander and still hope to win?
Jamie Deese wide to the top side. William Merritt, the bottom side. Comes a handoff to Kane. Kane straight ahead, and now he's picking and carrying tacklers with him. Braxton Williams finally gets him down. It's at the 15-yard line, and it's going to be good enough for a first down, it appears, as Wake continues to move the markers.
That, folks, is Wake Forest football. Just what you see there. The big boys up front bash it. I mean, now you're trying to bloody the nose, and you have an advantage in that right. But you got to have more frequency in it. And don't think for one moment that the Tigers aren't going to fight you, because they will fight you.
Sam Setter putting his 300 pounds to work. And that's wearing the Clemson Tigers down somewhat. Here's Kane straight ahead inside the 10. And they're picking up real estate at 5 yards a clip.
See, this is what you love, isn't it? If you're on the offensive line now, you're begging Coach Caldwell to just keep it running.
Yep.
Call it again, Jim. Call it again. You don't want them to think, read a computer printout, and figure out that based on down and distance, you got to do a razzle-dazzle play. You want to go right for the jugular right now and pound the football.
This is going to be the 8th play of this part of the drive. They had 4 plays, and the punt was fumbled. Kept them alive near midfield. And since the punt recovery, or the fumble recovery, they've run 8 plays. Here comes Kane straight ahead, leaps over people to the 8. Braxton Williams there to stop him.
You got a flag, but that's exactly what you want. Good running backs get better with frequency. The more they touch it, the better they get.
Offside penalty marched off against Clemson, and this will get them close to a first down. Reggie Herring has now stepped up and put his first defensive line unit back into the ball game as a defensive coordinator for the Tigers.
Oh, Reg is competitive.
Yes, he is.
I think he'd like to be out there right now, suited up, banging.
Yep. But instead, he's watching, as you are, the Wake Forest juggernaut roll on. Here's Ron Cherry with the call.
Went offside on the defense. That's half the distance to the goal. Still second down.
Half the distance to the goal puts them at about the 5-yard line, and they're about 8 inches shy of a first down.
Wake Forest now, you have to prevent penetration. If I'm Clemson, I want to try to shoot through a gap now. I'm going to sell out and try to pick a spot and gain penetration.
Merritt to the top, Deese to the bottom. Kane the setback, he gets the call, and it looks like he's going to have the first down. He didn't need much. Got driven back to the 5, but let's see where they mark it.
Well, Terry Jolly, I mean, he got penetration. He did exactly what I mentioned.
Jolly, McKenzie, Holloman, and Bryant are back in. There's Jolly.
And Jolly said, I heard enough about this 300-pound stuff. Now watch this guy here. Watch him take a charge. I mean, you can beat it. See his quickness. He made up his mind to take a spot, and there it is. See, and he had his buddies there with him.
He did not get the first down. It'll be 3rd and inches from the 5. And now timeout called here by Wake Forest with 1:59 left to go. And we'll take it with them as Clemson leads 2-0. Wake knocking on the door. It's time for business now for Wake Forest. They're 3rd down and inches. They're at the 5-yard line. Big play in this game as the Demon Deacons look to keep the drive alive.
And fullback has had some success.
Norman Lane is it, but Ben Sankey says, I want this one, and he's got the first down, and Wake Forest will get 4 more knocks at it from the 4.
They put it on Azolina's back, the big center.
There's going to come a point in time in this game, Doc, where they can pick on just about anybody up front.
Yeah, there he is.
The size of Wake Forest coming to play here.
But you have to finish. Right now it's 2-zip Clemson. And all of that size is all talk unless you can finish it.
Put points on the board. Just looking to settle for a field goal, although that gives you the lead.
Yeah, no, it's not a beauty contest.
Nope.
It's a slugfest.
1st and 10. Sankey ducks up inside. Falls his fullback off right tackle, and the block of Brian Wolverton there too. And gets up to about the 2-yard line.
The other thing, Steve Martin, is that if you continue at this pace, you chew up that clock, and guess where Mr. Dantzler is?
On the side.
On the sidelines.
Yep.
And that's where you want to keep that offense of Clemson's watching.
Well, they've eaten up almost 7 minutes of clock in this drive. 2nd down and goal from the 2. And off Kane. Kane leaps a little before the end zone and gets driven back by Braxton Williams. Braxton Williams from Greensboro, North Carolina, the sophomore, made a great tackle.
Man, if you love contact, don't touch your remote. Check it out right there.
Oh,
yeah, that's nice. Yeah, he did.
Actually, that's Dexter Polite helping him.
Yeah, Polite, he didn't need to leap. He needed to run.
12th play of the drive. 3rd and goal from the 1. Sankey in. Did he get it? No.
Oh, buddy.
Stoned him, and a flag down on the sideline.
Keith Adams.
Now, Clemson is indicating that the penalty is going to be against Wake. It's a legal procedure.
This is a heck of a ball game. I just love it. Just like
Well,
you know,
prior
one
to
of
the
those one-zip
snap,
ball games.
false start on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Play 3rd down.
So, this, you know, you replay 3rd down, and now you have a little more real estate to play with. Clemson has to defend more of the field.
Yeah, well,
you want to be at the 1.
No, I want to be at the 1.
Yeah.
The heck with that more real estate. The object is to get in the end zone. I don't want to go backwards.
True. 3rd down and goal from the 6. Kane the lone setback. Chalmers and Deese are the receivers, and that's Jimmy Caldwell into the slot. Play fake pass to Deese in the end zone. He can't hang on. Dexter Polite is playing him step for step in the left corner of the end zone.
Oh, Braxton K. Williams, he let you know he was in the ball game on that play. And see, that's so much for going backwards. Now you have to pass the ball. So now you get away from what you do best. You get your quarterback nailed, and then you need a spectacular catch to make a play. And there's Braxton K. Williams.
And here's Matthew Burdick. Chance to put Wake Forest on top. Senior from Winston-Salem. This will be a 23-yard kick. Dead even out of the hold of Jimmy Caldwell, son of the coach. The kick is good. And Wake Forest has something to show for a long 8-minute march that started at their own 20-yard line.
Clemson has something to show, too.
Yeah.
That you can't knock them out of the box.
Exactly. We'll be back after this message from your local ACC station. We've had our 7th inning stretch here at Wake Forest, and we're ready for the 4th quarter. On the final play of the 3rd, Wake Forest comes up with a rally. A
4th quarter. How about 7th, either 8th inning of this ball game?
That's what I said. We've already had our 7th inning stretch, so we're ready for the completion of this thing. A 23-yard field goal by Matthew Burdick, capping a 13-play march of 51 yards of a drive that never did have to start because of a fumbled punt at the 43-yard line. Kept Wake Forest in possession of the football, and they hang on to it for 8 minutes and finally score. They have a 1-point lead on the field goal. Tyler Ash getting set to kick it away, and we're underway. Steve Martin here with Doc Walker and Mike Hogwood. Caught in the end zone there by Rod Gardner, and so it'll be Clemson ball at the 20-yard line. And there are John Hancock stats through 3 quarters, and Wake Forest starting to even things up. Time of possession, look at that.
Yeah, this is where they wanted to gain an advantage, right in that area. Not a huge advantage, but most of it in that final drive.
And look at the number of plays. 23-7, Wake Forest.
Yeah, that's sick. That really is it. And what you get out of it.
Time of possession. Ed Carbo Okorokogi is down in the end zone. And while he does that, we're going to take the opportunity to remind you that ACC fans, you can visit participating JCPenney's locations in your area for official ACC collection merchandise. You can look the part wherever you go, in stadium or out. So visit JCPenney for the ACC collection. Time of possession in that quarter, 11 minutes for Wake Forest and only 3 minutes for Clemson to execute their 7 plays. There's Cargbo.
They got to get him back.
Yeah, he
makes plays. Yeah, he makes a lot of plays for him.
1st and 10. Clemson at their own 20-yard line. Woodrow Dantzler's had a long rest. See if it's collected some rust on the arm. He'll step out of the pocket and get tripped up. And tripping him up was Brian Ray. But it's a gain of 5.
I'll take those.
Yep.
I'll take those trips all day. Now we have a little shoving going on.
Well, the visiting team has won the last 2 times these two have met. Last year, Wake won 29-19 down at Clemson. Dantzler to throw again on 2nd and 5. And one of the few times he's not able to connect with Rod Gardner, and covering on the play was Reggie Austin.
Yeah, different type of pass for them. Instead of the screen, spot, hitch type, they try to run a slant.
Key 3rd down coming for Clemson. And a nice crowd here at Parents' Day at Grove Stadium cheering the Deacons on. 3rd and 7. Dantzler to throw. Throws just in the nick of time. The pass is complete, and it's good for the 1st down.
Boy, that's very well done under pressure. I mean, that ball was right on the mark, and I love the 2nd effort. You have to know where you need to get in this game. He steps up in the pocket. Brian Ray coming right around the corner. Reggie Austin with good pass coverage, but not good enough to stop it.
Threaded the needle with that one. This lineman was right there. 1st and 10. And off Zachary, reverses field, shakes a couple of defenders, and gets another Clemson 1st down at the 45-yard line of Clemson.
This is tough on the middle linebacker. And just to figure out where the heck they're going, who has the ball?
1st and 10 again. Move the chains, move the clock. Dantzler at the controls, throws right, pass complete to Lawyer. And he's upended there by Parrish. Devon Parrish, but again, it's a 7-yard gain. And they're in Wake territory.
Little swagger.
Yep.
You know, and we saw that with Wake. Like Ira Williams caught a pass, showed a little swagger. And that's what neither team has been able to do. Neither team has been real confident.
Looks like James Bell has settled things down as far as defensive substitutions are concerned. He got caught with some substitution problems in the 1st half. None so here. Dantzler back to throw. Robbins putting some pressure on. The pass for the tight end is incomplete. Sir Gallus was out there. Robbins was in the face of Woodrow Dantzler.
Yeah, he's just that good. Fred Robbins, he shows you his talent because you talk about him a lot. You don't go a series without mentioning his name.
Key game here for Clemson. They lose here, and they'll have to run the table of their remaining games to get into a bowl. Tommy Bowden doesn't want to see that happen. Here's the pass to Zachary, complete on the flats, and he's got the 1st down. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 43-yard line, driven out of there by Kelvin Moses.
There are a lot of presidents of bowl committees, I'm sure, that don't want to see it happen either. I mean, they're exciting. They travel well.
Yep.
I mean, great tradition. I mean, why wouldn't you want Clemson involved in it?
So it's another 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43. Dantzler again with 5 wideouts and an open backfield. Dantzler out of the pocket, throws at the last second. He is intending it for Lawyer, but actually he's just trying to get rid of it before he gets hammered.
Don't make a mistake. That's the one thing about this young man. You know, thrown into action. He's had 4 touchdowns in the air, 3 interceptions, completed 54% of his passes coming into the ball game. So I mean, he can toss it.
Can run the ball as well. He's scored 3 times. He's done most of this damage since the 4th game of the season.
Man, look at the wide splits.
Here comes the pass to Lawyer. It is complete at the 36-yard line. That's another gain here of about 7 yards. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
I just love the way they spread the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, they take you way beyond the number for the wideouts. I mean, that's crazy.
They have 3 wideouts this time as Zachary moves back into the backfield. Here's the option, and out of 1 tackler. Here's the pass. It is out of bounds, and then a flag down on the play. Dustin Lyman putting Dantzler down in the backfield, and it might be a roughing the passer penalty.
There was a lot of effort.
No,
he's throwing out of bounds.
Intentional grounding they're going to call on on Dantzler.
Yeah. Lyman looked clean in his pursuit.
Yeah.
But Dantzler, I mean, the magician. I mean, that's incredible there. You save it, and now he knows going nowhere, and he just tried to chuck it out. I think he had good intentions. He had a receiver in the area.
Against the offense, at the spot.
But when you're there on the field, you make that call. That ball might have been way out of bounds.
Tommy Bowden didn't seem to dispute it very much.
I still like the action. As a quarterback, you want to try to save your team some yards if necessary. But it's a good call.
Clemson will be forced to punt. Ryan Romano coming back into the ball game. And so the Wake Forest defense holds. They allow Clemson to move the ball about 29 yards and then say no more.
Yeah, but Clemson, they scare the dickens out of it.
They do. You just take a deep breath and say, didn't get anything that good. Here comes a kick, and it's a beauty by Romano. And Austin will try to play fake it, and with some degree of success, a 51-yard punt that goes out of the end zone, and Wake will have the ball at the 20 when we come back, up 3-2. Well, the Deacon is at rest. The offense has rested today as far as scoring points. As our score indicates, a field goal and a safety all on the board here in the fourth quarter with 12:22 left to go. Steve Martin, Doc Walker, Mike Hogwood on the sidelines. 1st and 10. Wake Forest from their own 20. Sankey back to throw. And he gets it to Chalmers complete. Drops the ball, but it was blown dead at the 27-yard line.
They've had a lot of success on first down with that particular play.
Almost makes you think, okay, when do you go off it?
I don't know. I mean, you got to give, and I think we have to give Clemson a lot of credit defensively.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these things Jim Caldwell tried to throw in as key breakers, but the rest of it, these kids have just outplayed them in instances. 2nd
down and 2. Handoff goes to Kane, and Kane's got the first down easily. Keith Adams and Robert Carswell on the tackle. The announcers for this game are selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports. This broadcast is a copyright presentation, and the use of this broadcast without the express permission of the Atlantic Coast Conference and Jefferson Pilot Sports is prohibited. Haven't had many points on the board. Sankey playing this like a pitcher who's holding the runners. He has a 3-2 lead. Senior from Chicago. Looking at 1st and 10. Back to throw, going upstairs and down the middle. And it is incomplete for Jamie Deese. And let's go to the sidelines and Mike Hogwood.
Ben Sankey really upset with the route run that he has really taken over this team as its leader. We talked to Jim Caldwell about that yesterday. On the sidelines, while Clemson's offense was on the field, it was Sankey who was saying, hey, we didn't get a touchdown. Everybody keep their cool. Offense is going well. Really impressed with the leadership Sankey is showing in this game.
He's got his team looking at 2nd and 10 now at his own 30-yard line, 33 actually. Merritt and Williams are split wide out, but this is Morgan Kane, and he's right up the middle. Up over the 40-yard line to the 42. He'll be shy of the first down by about 1.5 yards. Morgan Kane, 3rd leading rusher in the ACC. First player to go over 500 yards since John Leach.
Yeah, I know this is a broken record, but I don't know why you just wouldn't do that every play. You know, you just have to stop me from doing that. I don't know if Clemson in the open field can defend that play.
3rd and 3 at the 41. Merritt and Williams are the wideouts. Handoff now goes to Morgan Kane, and he runs right into Chad Carson, and he's going to be short of the first down, I believe. You know, one reason, and Mike brought it up, one reason could be the absence of Obi Mahele, the fullback.
That might be it. But, I mean, that's an attitude play. It took a great effort by Robert Caldwell to come up, you know, and deliver a blow. But, I mean, it's the blows like that you want to wear your opponent down with. If you keep doing it, you keep doing it. I mean, it will pay off for you because you're designed that way.
Clemson's defense holds. 4th down and 1, and Matthew Brenny is back there to get the punt. To receive, it's Zachary.
So you tried one bomb earlier. You tried to get it all, and you ended up having fun.
And the ball is down by Morgan Kane. It's going to be down at the 28-yard line. 9:49 left to go in the fourth quarter. No, the score's not wrong. It's 3-2 Wake Forest. Wake Forest by a field goal distance of 1, 3-2 over Clemson. 9:49 left in the fourth quarter. Tommy Bowden, sensing that his team needs a little more oomph in the offense, will go with a familiar face at quarterback. Brandon Streeter, recovering from a broken collarbone, is out on the football field. There you see him, a fifth-year senior from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Was injured in the third game of the season, first quarter of the North Carolina game, and he's back at the controls. Out of the shotgun. Pass to the flats is overthrown, and is it picked off? No. They say that Duncan trapped it, and it'll be incomplete. Dangerous pass out there for Brian Wofford.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think sometimes you change up a quarterback. I just believe that you can try some things and not have to feel like you're going to kill the guy's confidence. That was close. It was a good call by Cherry and his group, because that did hit the ground.
Brandon Streeter facing a four-man rush on second down. Now goes to the right. The pass complete to Rod Gardner. Gardner cuts across the field, picks up some nice blocking. Gardner at the 40, and then stuttered as he tried to change direction at the 39-yard line.
Now that's what you're talking about.
33-yard gain.
If you haven't played in the game in a while, and you watch him, top of the screen, it's going to come up, that ball's going to be right on the money. Let's take a look at it. Again, Streeter hits it right in the break. Bingo. You can catch it and run. And then it gets interesting. Boy, I love that chip block by Justin Watts. That broke him open.
Here comes play again. Broken up. Intended for Travis Zachary. Streeter's pass broken up and almost picked off by Dustin Lyman and also DeLon Parrish.
Should have been picked off. Boy, you get this close to a ball in the center field. And maybe Lyman, but what a drop by Dustin Lyman for a linebacker.
Wow. What a route run by the running back.
Yeah.
But he's moving out of the slot position now. And he's there again. The slot to the left side, 5 wide outs, and an open backfield for Streeter. Back to throw in second and 10. Steps up, fires incomplete. Now Lawyer, the intended receiver, and he is blown up there by Kelvin Moses.
That's socking it to you.
You bet.
Those middle linebackers, he's angry anyway, making me run all the way downfield, doing all this pass coverage. Get something in front of you, and then bam, you pay for it.
Third down. 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field, 2 to the left. Nobody behind Brandon Streeter on 3rd and 10. Trailing 3-2. Rush is on, the pass complete, and it's to Wofford. And Wofford down the middle of the field with 1 man to beat. And gets caught at the 9-yard line. Parrish hung in there with help from David Moore to save Wofford from going into the end zone.
Well, you talk about living on the edge. Let's check the slot receiver. Slot receivers, you got 2 guys here in the slot. And let's watch what happens. They usually use one of those guys as a setup guy. Well, this time, it's the underneath full receiver. And he gets some help from his friends. Once again, that's the key to that play. Rod Gardner with the key block.
We got a player injured, and it's going to be DeLon Parrish who came up to make the play. Let's watch this again.
And watch Gardner. He'll come up 23 right at the bottom. See, he gets a block. I mean, he hasn't been touched yet.
It's a 31-yard hookup. There's DeLon Parrish, 5th-year senior out of Columbia, Maryland. He's being tended to and a key member of that defensive secondary. As you look at Brian Wofford, who just caught that pass and took it down.
It's a neat offense. I mean, you get 3rd and 10. Most teams panic. They have no reason to panic. They showed no fear.
Here's another look at our Bank of America ACC Salute to Excellence question. Which ACC school owns a conference record for the most yards gained in a single season and the least gained rushing in a single season? The answer, Wake Forest. Deacons rushed for a still record 3,344 yards in 1971. They gained a record low 561 yards on the ground just 4 years ago, 1995. But already this year, Morgan Kane has 728 yards. Right now, Brandon Streeter's on the field as the featured performer. And the 5th-year senior quarterback has Clemson moving. 2 30-yard gains on passes. 1 to Gardner, 1 to Wofford. Now he's first and goal at the 8. Kickoff goes to Zachary. And Zachary is tripped up. His knee went to the ground at the 10-yard line. So actually he'll lose 2 yards on the play. 8:44 and moving.
Talk about a game of inches. You get so close, just slightly trip. Knee does touch the ground.
That moves him back to the 10-yard line. So it's a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and goal from the 11-yard line. Streeter. Hand off Zachary again. Sweep to the right. Gets into the 5-yard line. And down to the 3 and goes down in the hold of Michael Klingscale.
Well, we watched Clemson on defense in a similar situation. They were able to hold really stout and have Wake settle for 3. Now we'll find out what the Demon Deacons could do in a similar situation.
3rd and goal from the 3 out of a more standard I formation with a double tight end set. Zachary tackled by Robbins.
Ready.
Oh yeah. Cleaned up by Brad Smith, but Robbins was the man at the point of attack, and he's brought down at the 3-yard line.
Well, that's when you need them. You need your great players when things are going wrong. Now, all he does is beat 2 guys, leap over another, and make a play.
4th down coming, and here comes the field goal. Now, when the field goal unit comes on,
it doesn't mean much.
They've already tried a fake field goal that didn't work earlier. Lazara is on for a 19-yard kick. We're going to kick it this time. The kick is up, and it is good. And Clemson steps out in front. A 3-run rally by Clemson makes it 5-3 Tigers with 7:08 left to play here in the 4th at Grove Stadium. Clemson has moved in front. Tony Lazara's 19-yard field goal with 7:08 left to go, capping a drive of 70 yards in 9 plays. There's Fabian Davis and Chris McCoy back to receive the kickoff. It's going to come right at you. Davis now will track it down 2 yards deep and come out. Hits the wedge. Right in time, it comes out to the 23-yard line. But Clemson drives for the go-ahead score, the field goal by Tony Lazara. A 9-play march that featured 5 passes from Brandon Streeter, 2 of them complete for 33 yards to Rod Gardner, 31 yards to Brian Wofford. And that one set them up inside the 10 and put them in business to get the field goal.
Well, we talk a lot about special teams. Watch number 31 right there. He sails out and gives up his body and is crushed. And that's the life of a special teams player covering kicks.
Chad Speck, the man in question. 1st and 10. Wake Forest operating for their own 23. And the pass shared out, and it is picked off. Dextra Polite picks off the pass intended for Chalmers. Polite coming down the sideline and is driven out of bounds deep in Wake Forest territory. Dextra Polite flagged down.
That's a terrific interception. As he covered the receiver all the way, found the ball late, went up and took it, and then showed us some running back skills.
On the first play from scrimmage, Wake Forest elected to get airborne, and they may pay a severe price for it. An interception by Dextra Polite. His 4th career interception, his 4th this season.
Flipping on the return team. 15 yards, 1st down.
Here you are locked in. You fake the slant. Well, not a lot of separation. Now watch Polite find the ball. And there as a receiver, what you've got to do is if you can't get it, you have to deny him a chance to get it. And he didn't do it.
That was a one-hand grab.
Yeah, but you got to slap that hand down as a receiver.
Man, this moves Clemson back to the 39-yard line, but it's still good field position. Zachary now moving to the right and fights his way to the 35-yard line. Brought down there by Calvin Moses. And now Streeter back at work again. 5-3 Clemson, and now Clemson with the 4th turnover of the day. Each team has had 2.
Well, now your defense, you have to have quick change artists. They got to be able to come in and put a fire out. If not, you're going to be in a world of trouble.
Nice to see DeLon Parrish back in the ball game now for Wake Forest into that defensive secondary. Second down. How about 6? Streeter back to throw. Looking deep, has a man open. That is Gardner. No. He had it, but the ball had too much air.
Yeah, it did. They ran a similar play that Wake Forest tried to run. Ah, boy, if he put some steam on this one, could have been a touchdown. See the slant, you take it in. I don't think he faked Reggie out, just caught him in a little bit of a bracket coverage. That ball is right in his hand.
Yep, right there. Gardner could have had 6. Instead, it's 3rd down and 6. 5-3 Clemson. Streeter back to throw, pass complete. And this one's more conventional to Gardner for the first down at the 27-yard line.
Man, that's a dart.
Rod Gardner from Brandon Streeter for the first down to move the chains. Clock's moving as well.
Well, Rod has such an advantage at 6'3", 211 pounds. He runs a slant route on you. You almost have to go through him and pick up a flag in order to stop him.
He's to the top, to the wide side of the field. Brian Wofford and Justin Watts. Streeter gets the call from the sideline. And now calls timeout. The play clock was down to 1 second. And Clemson has to use a timeout with 5:26 left to go here in the 4th quarter. It is Clemson leading Wake Forest 5-3.
There's a lot of history behind ACC football, but you haven't seen anything yet.
Jim Walter has a lot of different homes to choose from. We had our property, so
We are back in Clemson. They're in their no-wait offense, and they decide to go 1st and 10. And they get it down inside the 20-yard line. It's about a 7-yard gain on the play. And that was Zachary on the carry for Clemson. So they get off the mark and get a nice 8 yards and first down.
Well, old momentum jumped out of those black jerseys and jumped right in that white shirt with the orange hat.
Brandon Streeter's got him at a rhythm now.
Yeah,
where they're able to pick up some big plays. He's made some big plays since coming in. 2nd down and 2. This is almost like a free play for him. Sir Gallus is a wing. On the right side, they're headed right. Zachary cuts back to the left. Kelvin Moses and Brian Ray bring him down. But the clock is moving along. 4:31 left to play. Now it stops as they'll mark the first down for Clemson. Inside the 17-yard line. The array of possibilities here. If they score a touchdown and get the point after, then they've got a 9-point lead with 4.5 to play. The field goal doesn't do him much good. Watts split out wide to the right. Gardner to the left. Their wing right in their formation with Zachary and back of Brandon Streeter. 1st and 10 from the 16. Hand off Zachary. Zachary brought down at the 15-yard line. A nice tackle there made by Simmons, Walter Simmons.
Yeah, we got a flag. This may be against lineman. It may be basement or a rough.
They're pointing at Wake Forest. Ron Cherry's indication brings the Clemson crowd over on the far sideline, clad in orange, up off their feet. And 2 preliminary indications here. So it's an unsportsmanlike conduct against Wake Forest. And that's a big penalty. Mark it off halfway to the goal line. That'll take him down to about the 7-yard line.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense. 2nd down.
Yeah, you really do want all your energy to go on tackling the guy with the ball. That you can't allow it. Yeah.
That was Lyman grabbing Sir Gallus by the face mask, shaking him out.
And Lyman's a classy player. I mean, the guy's playing hard, but at that point, you know, you lose sight of your emotions.
2nd down and 2. And now a stoppage of play here. Let's see what the problem is on this particular set. They're double checking the down. Ron Cherry says it is 2nd down. 2nd down and 2. They need the 6. They're at the 8. And they lead 5-3. Streeter at the control. Sir Gallus is the wing to the left this time. Sir Gallus, well, this is Zachary, and he is close to the 1st down to about the 5-yard line, very close to it. Went to the strong side of the formation that time. And it's going to be close. Let's go to the sidelines of Mike Hogwood.
Rick Stockstill, who's signaling in the plays, keeps reminding his quarterback, Brandon Streeter, to use up all of the 25-second clock. They want to score, but they want to use the clock on this drive as well.
3rd and inches for a 1st down. Streeter again, just looking out there, the play clock down to 9. 6. Now to 3. 2, and now a call timeout with 1 second left. On 3rd and 1, using his 2nd timeout of the half. Tigers with only 1 left.
This is very well done. It really is. You know, it's all about the chess match now.
Yep.
Chewing up time, forcing Jim Caldwell and his group to go long distance. And one of the keys of the game was Wake didn't want to have to come from behind.
Right.
Because now they'll have to throw the football. They won't be able to pound it.
Well, Duke putting up a fight at Maryland. They've given everybody a battle this year. In the 3rd, Maryland leading on Pizza Hut scoreboard. And look at this.
Man.
The option attack of a very good Division I AA team, Furman, in play at Chapel Hill. Saw them soliciting for a quarterback on campus last night. Arkansas up by 24 on Auburn. Tennessee pitching a shutout at home against South Carolina. Well, they got a barn burner going in the Big Ten between Purdue and Minnesota.
Illinois was coming back at one time. I can't wait to see their scores.
Northwestern isn't. They're in the 4th. And Indiana and Michigan are tied in the 4th. Big Ten having quite a year. Interesting ball games. Ohio State holding sway over Iowa. They're in the 4th. Texas having trouble with Iowa State, visiting the Cyclones in the 3rd.
Back-to-back weeks, Mac Brown has to keep his troops alive after that big win against Nebraska.
Oh, yeah. 2nd year in a row he's done that. Our score, 5-3 Clemson over Wake Forest. We have 2:37 left to play. Jim Caldwell sweating this out. 3rd and inches for Clemson. They're knocking on the door. 1st down here. Gives him 4 cracks. Here comes a handoff. Zachary, and he looks like he's got it. Tripped up by Lyman. And Zachary is inside the 5 of the 4-yard line. So the Tigers pick up the 1st down. And they have a chance to advance the score here. But Tommy Bowden wants them to get 6.
See, they were set offensively. I don't think all of the Wake players were actually set before that ball was snapped. They really take advantage of tempo.
Tempo with no huddle. They come out on the field and they go right to the football and they snap it. 1st and goal from the 4.5. And off Zachary. And Zachary's getting the call for the most part of this drive, and he gets it down to the 1. An impressive gain of 4. And brought down by David Moore. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line. There's the timeout situation. Clemson doesn't need them. Wake will have to make judicious use of theirs as we are under 2 minutes. Minute 46 and counting. Clock rolling, and Clemson really not in any hurry. Streeter glances at the play clock at both ends of the field. It's down to 10. There you see it in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Streeter settles down under center at 4 seconds. He snaps just in time. Hand off Zachary. Zachary pushing toward the end zone. Does he have it?
Oh, he was close.
Oh, boy, very close. And now Wake Forest is calling for timeout.
And that's what they wanted. Make them take up those TOs or run that clock.
That's right. 1:20 left to go. Wake takes its second timeout. They have one remaining. And now they're facing third down and goal from inside the 1. Jim Caldwell doesn't like the odds on this situation. Tommy Bowden enjoying things. They've got control of the ball, control of the clock. Your source for sports on the internet, jpsports.com, is now online. Get control of your information. Each week, we'll bring you previews of our upcoming telecast and in-depth coverage of the ACC. For the inside scoop, all you have to do is log on to jpsports.com, and you'll see a picture of our franchise player, Mike Hogwood. We wouldn't trade him for anything. Maybe something of value, but just not anything.
Not anything, right.
Third down and goal. We're looking at the ball just inside the 1-yard line.
There he is.
There is Mike Hogwood. He's ready to make the tackle.
The dapper gentleman there.
Talking to the fans.
Yeah. Signing autographs. Being a celebrity. Yeah.
And lining up post-game interviews, which we'll probably have quite a few here. 1:20 left to play. Clemson finally comes out. Wake Forest sending a defensive grouping out. Will they get out there in time? Streeter, though, will probably use the clock a little bit. Third and goal from the 1-inch line. Streeter into the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. Brandon Streeter, who just 4 weeks ago suffered a broken collarbone against North Carolina, takes it in from 1 yard out, and in 2 series that he's been under center, Clemson has picked up yardage in big doses, and the first guy to greet him is Woodrow Dantzler.
And that's good, because you want to see cohesiveness on your squad. 21 seniors for Wake Forest, and they are running out of time.
And this is going to be Lazara again for the point after. This, if successful, gives Clemson a 9-point lead, and it is. So the Tigers, with only 1:18 left to go in the fourth quarter, take a 9-point lead. And considering that we'd had only 8 points on the scoreboard prior to that time, that is huge.
They're impressive. They really are, because Wake had a nice plan. They have been really physical, and these kids have never, ever backed off.
They have not. Streeter goes to the sidelines. Fifth-year senior having a great afternoon. Well, next Saturday, we're headed to Raleigh, North Carolina, where the Maryland Terrapins take on the NC State Wolfpack. Both of these teams need to win to keep their postseason hopes alive. Lamont Jordan, one of the best rushers in the nation, leads the Terps, while Jamie Barnett leads the Wolfpack. Join us for the shootout in Raleigh next Saturday afternoon at noon on your Jefferson Pilot Sports Station. Exciting Atlantic Coast Conference football, and this one's been a cliffhanger this afternoon, but Streeter came in and changed the mix.
Made some big plays. Was very close to an interception by Adrian Duncan on a tip ball.
That's right.
They survived that, and there was another one went down center field that Parrish had a shot at, and they didn't make a play. And then their defense comes up with the interception. On that one was Dexter Polite, so he comes up with a big interception and return.
So the Clemson Tigers, with a 9-point lead, will kick it away, and Chris McCoy will try to break off a return. Wake Forest will get the football back with 1:18 left, down 9, with only 1 timeout. Lazaro with the kick. It's going to be a squibber. Picked up on the run. And that is Fabian Davis, and he's going not very far, to the 21-yard line. And that's where Wake Forest will start over, 1st and 10. At their 21, down 9. 1:12 left to play. Only 1 timeout left. Ben Sankey going to have to pull out some leadership here. He's done it. He's made some plays.
Yeah, he has.
That little shuttle pass to Morgan.
That was very nice, but he'll need some help from his outside guys.
He needs big plays now. Merritt split wide to the right. Caldwell and Jamie Deese to the bottom. There's the pass, and it is picked off. Alex Ardley picks it off. Intended for Jamie Deese at the 27-yard line, and the door has been slammed shut on the Wake Forest offense.
Well, that play that they've been successful with on 1st down, we talked about it. They must have run this play at least 6 or 7 times on 1st down.
And look at Ben Sankey. beside himself on the Wake bench. He knew it was a mistake.
Yeah, he put a lot of effort into this. And it's just not today, folks. It's all week in practice. It's spring ball, summer ball, 2-a-days. He's throwing the ball, falling away, and you can't do that. And you can't run the same play that you run on first down with concession and not expect somebody to jump on it.
And now Clemson Tigers will take a couple of knees here. Now Wake can stop the clock once, but whether they will or not remains to be seen. Clock rolling, under a minute to play, and now you can talk about what this means for the Clemson Tigers. It gets them back to the 500 mark. It betters their conference record, but it keeps them on track for that all-important 6-win formula to get to postseason bowl.
Huge win. They go to Maryland, you get a win. You talked about the game against Florida State, tight. They played Virginia Tech, and I think Virginia Tech is just awesome.
Well, they played the toughest schedule in the country. When they finish, they'll have played 3 of the top 10 teams in the country. They've got Georgia Tech, as you said, ahead of them. They've also got Duke and South Carolina, so you got to figure they'll be heavily favored in 2 of those games. And of course, they'll try their luck with Georgia Tech, and that'll be quite a ball game. Clock moving. Wake Forest will make no attempt to stop it. The congratulatory handshakes break out on the Clemson sidelines, and it's a very quiet Wake Forest sideline. There's an example of the joy going on in Clemson, and the Tigers now are going to pull off a 12-3 win. An interesting defensive battle. But when Brandon Streeter came into the game, he changed the tempo of this football game and helped carry Clemson to the win. Streeter engineering 2 scoring drives, taking it in himself on the second score. And let's go down to the sidelines of Mike Hogwood.
Yeah, we're with Tommy Bowden now. Congratulations, Coach. A great win, great play in the second half.
Well, we'll close the gap on the rest of them in this conference with great defense. And I'm glad the defense played good. They played great. We just played good enough on offense to win the game. But we'll win a lot of games where defense play like that.
Brandon Streeter out for the season. 4 weeks later, he comes in and really added some energy to the offense there.
Yeah, we forgot to tell the doctors. The doctors are still looking for him. They hit his helmet. We gave him somebody else's.
What does this win do for this team, though? You're at 500 now, and folks really didn't expect that this much, and that you've come in and put some new life into this Clemson football program.
Well, we lost this game last year at home, and Jim Caldwell did a great job. They're a very experienced team. They got 29 seniors, and they were looking at 4-3. We're 3-4. I thought it said a lot about the character of the team to be playing poor offense and defense to keep coming back.
And keeps those bull hopes alive.
Exactly. 2 out of 3 is what we got to get.
All right, that's Tommy Bowden. His Clemson Tigers victorious here today, Steve.
All right, Mike Hogwood, thank you very much, and we'll be back down to the field for you. There's more work to be done, and while Mike gets set up for more interviews at the field here, we'll remind you that the score, Clemson 12, Wake Forest 3. Back to Winston-Salem after this. BMW Ultimate Drive of the game, and it is featuring Brandon Streeter, his second drive and the most important scoring drive of the game, as Brandon Streeter came in relief of Woodrow Dantzler, and you see him go in from the 1-yard line. That capped an 11-play 39-yard drive set up by the Dexter Polite interception, and the Clemson Tigers were able to climb to a 12-3 lead. A defensive struggle, and that would be the decisive drive of the ball game. And of course, standing by with Brandon Streeter, Doc, on the field is our Mike Hogwood.
And Brandon Streeter didn't even expect to get in the game. I understand you told your mom not to come down from Pennsylvania. You probably wouldn't play today, huh?
Yeah, I told her to take the weekend off. I said, come next week and the rest of the games. But, so she didn't get to come down for it. But, I got to get in at the end. I think she saw it on TV, hopefully. And
how did it feel when you got in? Nobody expected you to be back. Nobody thought you'd ever wear a Clemson uniform again.
I'll tell you what, it felt great. I've been waiting for this ever since I got hurt, and luckily it healed real fast. Worked hard at it, and a lot of prayers from people helped it heal, and it felt great out there. It really did. I threw all week at practice, and it felt good, and I just didn't take a hit, and I took a couple hits, but not bad, and it's fine.
How confident were you out there?
I felt good. I felt that I missed it so much, and I want to be back out there so bad, and right when I stepped on the field, I felt confident. After that first pass was a little wobbly. It didn't look good, but after that, I felt real good.
I thought it was kind of neat that when you scored that touchdown, the first guy off the bench to greet you when you were running over there was the guy you replaced, Woodrow Dantzler. It shows the closeness on this football team.
There's no doubt. You know, he's a great kid, and you know, the quarterbacks give each other support more than anybody else. And no matter who's in there, you know, we're rooting for whoever's in there. And you know, I know he gave me a lot of support, and that just shows how together and how close we are as a team.
Well, this together and close team, Steve Martin, has pulled out a win. They are 4-4, and large part to this man, Brandon Streeter. Brandon, thanks. Congratulations. Brandon Streeter, Steve.
Thank you, Mike Hogwood. I hope he didn't tap that shoulder. I mean, there's no sense flirting with disaster there, but
Hog's a big guy.
Yeah, he is. He is. Talk about what a change in quarterback can give a team, because really Woodrow Dantzler done a pretty good job to that point.
He really did, but it gave him a chance to stretch the field vertically. And he came right in. Again, he said he'd thrown all week, and it showed. What I'm amazed is that they were able to hold the ball for close to 29 minutes plus. And I didn't expect that they would have the ball that long against a ball control team like Wake Forest.
Well, they pulled it out, and the last two drives were the good ones, and the interception helped out. And let's go back down to the sidelines with Mike Hogwood for another interview.
Well, you heard Tommy Bowden say that this was Clemson defense today, and it was a game the Clemson defense really won. And one of the stars was Dexter Polite, who had a big interception. That was huge at that point of the game.
Yes, we had to go out there and get the ball back to the offense to go and, so they can go down there and score. So when he threw the ball in the air, the sideline was yelling ball, 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 and I got my head around and went at the highest point because the ball is mine as well as theirs in the air.
Dexter, we're going to show the play right now because it is our Amico play of the game. Take a look. Dexter Polite coming up with the big interception, and I know you had to feel good when you picked off them things.
Yeah, I felt great inside. I knew that at that point on, that we had a chance to go out there and get the offense a chance to go score and put points on the board, which is what they did after the turnover.
When the offense is struggling like it did today, is it give the defense that little extra push, momentum, knowing we got to shut these guys down? Wake Forest has got to grind it out, ground attack, and you guys did not let them in the end zone.
Most definitely. We know we got to come out here on defense and just make plays and keep the offense on the field. And we just got a little thing we call roll call to the ball, where nothing big, we just go all 11 to the ball and just go out there and make plays.
Roll call to the ball. I like that. That's what happened with Clemson today. Dexter Polite, thank you. Right. Congratulations on a big game. He is excited, as well he should be, Steve Martin.
Oh, he should. What a play. That was a one-handed grab. That's as pretty a play as you'll see.
Well, the key point in that, Steve, is that he heard it from the sidelines. And the guys on the bench were saying ball, ball, ball. And he reacted to that, so that's really teamwork.
Well, teamwork has carried Clemson to the day here. 12-3, they beat Wake Forest. We'll have more from Winston-Salem when we return with more Atlantic Coast Conference football wrap-up right after this.
ACC football was brought to you by Bank of America. By Amico Ultimate. Amico, you expect more from a leader, and you get it. By Jim Walter Homes, the nation's largest builder of on-your-lot single-family homes. By Pizza Hut, the best pizzas under one roof. And by Park Avenue by Buick. Luxury, pure and simple.
The Clemson Tigers defeat the Wake Forest Demon Deacons by a score of 12-3. They up their record now to 4-4. Wake Forest now falls to 4-4. Both very much in touch with the bowl picture, but both have 2 more wins to gain along the way. Steve Martin here along with Doc Walker. We talked at the outset of this broadcast about the matchup being speed versus size, and speed won this time around.
Yeah, it really did, and speed made plays, and size really didn't. And it's one of those things. It's hard to measure it, but I go back to desire. And the young kids from Clemson really showed a lot of desire. Wake Forest played hard, and their seniors maybe pressed a bit, but I thought that they would be successful with that plan.
Well, we talked about quickness on the sidelines, and down on the sidelines right now, Mike Hogwood is standing by with Keith Adams, who had another huge day for Clemson.
He really did, and he knew he was going to have to step up today, didn't you, Keith, with that great ground game of Wake Forest?
Well, yes, we knew that Wake Forest had a great ground game, and we just wanted to come out and try to play hard, and we give credit for them because they played hard, and we just knew that everybody had to try to get to the ball, and that's what we tried to do today.
Yeah, slowing down Morgan Kane is not easy.
No, it's not. We just came out, tried to get all 11 hats to the ball, and we're glad that we came away with a win.
What does this win do for this Clemson team? What's the atmosphere like back in there in the locker room right now?
Well, everybody's excited with the win, and we done get ready for next week. And we just trying to make our way to a bowl game this year. And we just keep on continue to try to play as hard as we can.
Now, this defense, did you get frustrated at all today on the offense, not able to move the football, not able to score, or you just know that you guys have to step up and play that much harder?
No, we understand that we have a big play offense, and they're capable of making plays at any given time. So we just knew that we keep on playing. They was going to come on and play, and that's what we did today, and we're happy with this win because it was a team effort, and we won together.
And this team is ready to go into November, earn its way to a bowl, huh?
Yes, we're trying to get there, and we're going to continue to take it week by week, and hopefully we'll be there in November.
That's Keith Adams, one of the leaders on a really good Clemson defense who played pretty tough today.
Our Texas Pete players of the game. Offensive player for the Clemson Tigers, Brandon Streeter, who came in and directed the final 2 scoring drives. One netted a field goal, another 1-yard touchdown run. That proved to be the clincher, 12-3 over Wake Forest. Morgan Kane, another strong day, 20 rushes, 88 yards. I think probably the key ingredient there, Doc Walker, is the fact that only 20 carries on the day. This could have been a day with their size that might have been tailor-made for a 30 or 35 carry day for Morgan Kane.
I really thought minimum 27 carries.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can vary because their quarterback is very productive when he gets out. Ben Sankey had made some plays for him, and the fullbacks got more involved in the offense today. Jim had a good plan. They probably threw the ball more than he'd like to. And let's give Clemson credit on defense.
Oh, very much. They forced Wake Forest into a lot of situations that they're not used to being in 2nd and long. They're used to, putting the ball in Morgan Kane's hands, let him get 7, and then staring at 2nd and 3.
Yeah, and they also, when you look at the season overall, they had always been ahead. They had outscored their opponents in the first quarter, and that didn't happen. They were down 2-zip in this ball game for the first half.
Well, let's talk about what the entry of Brandon Streeter into the lineup now means for Tommy Bowden.